A closer look at the process for approval. Samantha-Jo, what can you tell us about this timeline here?
Well, Curtis, December 10th, that is the date of a very important Food and Drug Administration meeting. After that meeting, it will be determined whether any of these vaccines will receive that emergency use authorization. And it's not going to be immediate. It could take a couple of days or even weeks after that meeting. As a record number of Americans battle the coronavirus, help could soon be on the way.
If everything stays on track, by the middle of December or so, COVID vaccines will start making a difference in the lives of some Americans.
Before that happens, former FDA Commissioner Mark McClellan says there are still some important steps ahead.
They need to be reviewed by the FDA fully with a public assessment, including by FDA's independent advisory committee on all the data on safety, all the data on effectiveness.
Once it's approved, the vaccine will be distributed first to healthcare workers, then first responders and the most vulnerable. So when can we expect the general public to have access?
Any adult who wants a vaccine could get it by later on in the spring, heading into mid-2021.
While development of the vaccine has been quick, McClellan says safety is the #1 priority.
If we weren't in the midst of a pandemic, FDA might wait 6 months or a year after the people in the clinical trials get the vaccines to make sure there are no long-term effects. But the vast majority of adverse events that happen after vaccines happen within a month or two, and FDA has waited that long to make sure they're detected.
As researchers celebrate early success, polling in recent weeks show there's still widespread skepticism among many Americans to actually take the vaccine when it's ready. It's a problem epidemiologist Syra Medad says the federal government needs to get in front of.
We spend billions of dollars in the development process, but we haven't spent any money in the community outreach and then making sure people are actually willing to get vaccinated.
She also says don't expect pre-pandemic life to resume right away after the vaccine is out.
We want to ultimately achieve is herd immunity through inoculation, and so it will take some time to get to that standpoint. And so we want to make sure that we're continuing to wear our continue to do these preventative measures until public health feels confident that we can let down our COVID-19 guard.
Now, when those vaccines hit the market, they will not be available to children, and that's because many of these clinical trials did not have enough children in them. And experts are saying they don't believe that these vaccines will be available to children until the end of 2021 or even towards the end of 2022. We are live in Washington, D.C. Samantha-Jo, Spectrum News 13.